What's happening, guys? Welcome to another video, and today a completely different intro. We're not in the van, we're in my backyard looking out across the mighty Murray and Gervois. So it's Boxing Day. It's going to be a stinker, about 37 degrees I think, but I want to get a video done, so we're going to head up along the Bow Hill side of the river up to Blanchetown, cross over the bridge and head back down, probably call into Mannum, have a look there. So it could be a two-part lot of videos again, I'm not too sure. And then I'm heading to the Speedway tonight, so we might do a food review at the Speedway. We've got the big 410 sprint cars on tonight, so we're going to go and check that out. So I might show you a little bit of that if you're interested in motorsport, but that'll be right at the end. If not, just turn it off. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to turn the camera around and just show you what's happening here at Tailem Bend. And if you're new to my videos, I've been doing videos up and down the river for a couple of years now, and it all started in my little houseboat, so check that out. I didn't come on board just to get the floods, but obviously I need to do it now because it's fairly interesting. But we do camping, we do fishing and yabbying, lots of different types of camping along the river, and I try and find great little camp spots for you guys to camp at, and hopefully normally free ones that not many people know about. So hit that subscribe button and come along for the journey. But we're going to turn around and show you what's happening here at Tailem Bend. So if you're from overseas or interstate and you're not too sure what's happening with the river, recently the South Australian government put in a ban of no boating at all. They did cut it down to 4 knots, but they've banned all boats now, which I can understand. You don't want the wash coming up into places that are getting flooded and all the levee banks. But the bit that I don't agree with is they've also cut out rowing boats and canoes for safety and kayaks, and they've even stopped fishing from the banks. So I don't know, that's all a bit wrong to me. I was looking forward to getting out in my kayak, going up Loxton, check out the Tree of Knowledge and a few of the backwaters up there, but I'm not allowed to do that, or I could get a $10,000 fine. But I suppose if it saves one life, well, it's worth it. But if they're going to think that way, they're going to have to ban boats permanently, or people from going on the river permanently, because it's just something that tends to happen when people that don't know how to handle the river all of a sudden start trying to swim across it and things like that. So that's my little thoughts on it. So I could be wrong. I know people will disagree with me, but I think chucking a rod in off the bank and having a paddle in your kayak in the backwaters, I can't see too many problems in it. So straight across the river there we have Gervois, and not too sure this camera will pick it up, but right in the distance in the middle there is where Adelaide is, over top of Mount Barker. So the hills in the background. You got Murray Bridge upstream about 20 kilometres, and we've got a ferry down there. We've just missed it, it was crossing. As for my place, it hasn't come up over the bank yet, so mine's got a little bit of a drop away to my little jetty down there. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. I've got to cut some bamboos off. We've got the track which goes down, takes a 4-wheel motorbike, and here it's come up maybe 45 centimetres. So as you can see over here, it hasn't broken the bank, but we've still got the worst to come. But down this end of the river it is a lot wider, so I think it spreads out a bit more, but we'll find out in a couple of weeks time. So just looking at it at the moment, it doesn't look like it's flowing that fast, but there are a lot of small eddies or whirlpools down there that you probably won't pick up in this camera. So it still is flowing fairly fast, but not too bad down this end. How good is the River Murray when there's no wind? Sensational. So we're going to change things around a bit. I'm going to stick the drone up, show you guys what I'm looking at, and you know what that means? It's time to start the music. Okay guys, first stop on this little trip is actually in Tailem Bend, and a little park that not a lot of people know about, especially if you're just driving through. So we're coming from the Melbourne direction, heading towards Adelaide, and you get to the ferry and just duck down to the ferry. A lot of people think, oh, you turn down this road and you have to get on the ferry. Well, you don't. And there's the old famous rhino in Tailem Bend. So you come down here towards the ferry. If you stop to the left, you've got a great little lookout. You look at the last week's video, I showed a picture there of my mum and my sister during the 1956 flood, showing all the water flooded out towards Gervois. So we've got the ferry just arriving. And we turn a sharp left and you get down to this nice little park. There's the ferry. A few sandbags getting ready for around the rowing club. I'll go down there and show you where the normal water level is. And straight ahead over there is the original ferry. So just where the water is there is cement. That cement goes out to the swimming ladder, and I can just see the cement underneath, so it's probably about 5 centimetres underneath. And usually the water at the edge of the cement, there's usually a drop of about 35-40 centimetres, so I'm guessing it's up about 45 centimetres at the moment, 50 centimetres, and will be interesting to see how high it gets. I'm thinking it's probably just going to get up near these trees. And there we have the ferry heading across to Gervois, where you can either go right and go to Murray Bridge, or you can go left and go to Wellington and shoot up to the lower lakes too via Strathalbyn. What a beautiful day. Righto guys, we can't do a trip without doing a ferry crossing. So we're going to cut across the Tailem Bend ferry, and then we'll head to Murray Bridge and then cut back across over the Swamport Bridge. I better check how the wave goes. Oh, we get a thumbs up, beautiful. He's got his Christmas hat on. Rightio, what's this one called? Rosella. There you go. The Rosella, we've all seen a Rosella. I can't get in trouble for not knowing that bird. So that's the name of this ferry. If you're new to my channel, we tend to do a few ferry crossings, and all the ferries along the River Murray, 12 of them I think, plus the one down at Narung, have a name. Well, the ones in South Australia do, and they're a bird name, so this one's the Rosella. You can see the force of the current a bit more looking down off the edge there of the ferry. So looking out, it doesn't look like it's flowing much because it's pretty wide here, but if you look down where it's flashing past the ferry, there's a fair bit of current down there.
Honing in and honing in.
Okay, here we come in for the landing. The ferry driver's got the music there, or not the music, he's got the radio out loud, listening to the Boxing Day cricket test match, Australia versus South Africa. Coming in for the landing. He's pretty confident, this guy. I like him. Coming in nice and smooth. The arms look a good height. He might have to raise the right hand one a little bit, I'm not sure. No, he's coming in good. Oh yeah, just a little touch, raised him up and hooked up on the right, hooked up on the left. Very good job. We'll just check the wave again on the way out.
Carried them out to the middle, and there was a plinth, wasn't there, that had Shane Warne's floppy in floppy whites and sun hat. There was the baggy green cricket ball there as well. And of course, the Shanghai statue is
So what's the chance of the ferry shutting up here at Tailem Bend?
Not too much chance here. Only if the levee breaks, it'll take the road out.
So yeah, they think it'll be okay?
Yeah.
No worries, good.
Wellington's probably going to shut within a week.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Hey, you have a good day. So I don't know if you heard that or not, but it looks like the Tailem Bend ferry will stay open unless the levee bank breaks. But he said it looks like the Wellington ferry might be shutting in the next week or so. So better give a score for the ferry driver. I got in trouble last week for giving a 7.2. I love the ferry drivers. My scores are very much tongue-in-cheek. They all do a brilliant job, but definitely a 9.1 there. So here we are at Frank Jackman Lookout. One of the viewers suggested I put my drone up there. So the lookout is just on the eastern side of the Swamport Bridge, or the Melbourne side, and the bridge is just coming into view now to the right, and that's about 80 kilometres away from Adelaide, which you go straight ahead or just veer out to the right there through the Adelaide Hills. Murray Bridge coming into view now to the right, and then we've got Long Island and the bridges back behind it. Not much to really see here with the floods. Sturt Reserve, the main river park in Murray Bridge, is just breaking its banks at the moment. The levees out to the right there are all holding at the moment, but I think the levee bank down near the bridges will probably break. As with the levee bank straight ahead, it's only got about 1.5 feet, 2 feet to go before that'll break, so I'm guessing that will all be floodwaters either side of the bridge, probably within the next 2 weeks. Okay guys, here we are at Sunnyside Lookout. That's looking upstream towards Mannum. You got Maipo across the other side of the river there, or Maipolonga. We were here about 4 weeks ago, so I'll try and get a comparison photo up to see the difference. Sunnyside back there around the corner. So here we are with the drone up at Mannum, and this video got fairly interesting once I started doing the editing, because I didn't realise I got the water breaking the bank and crossing the Mannum Bow Hill Road, which you can see just there. That's Haythorpe Reserve, so it probably hadn't been broken for very long. And as you can see in this next video from James Lehman from Facebook, it's really rushing through now. So this must have been a little while later. The road's broken away, Haythorpe Reserve behind, and the gap in the willows you'll see in a minute is where I camped probably about 9 or 10 weeks ago. I'll try and get a photo up of that, and you'll see the toilet block to the left in a minute, and this is looking back up towards the ferries about 80 metres away. Righto guys, we're just coming into Mannum. We're coming in the back way from Sedan. I got no idea which roads are open, but that's not a bad view out there, looking back across the eastern side of Mannum. All the shacks flooded out. I did hear yesterday the Pretoria Hotel is closed. I think their levee banks are working okay, but they had water coming in the cellars up through the limestone, so they had to shut it. That's the caravan park ahead. Looks like the levee bank's still working there. Caravan park is closed, just in case the levee breaks. Yeah, I don't know where we can go. Hopefully we can go up the Yeah, looks like we can go up the main street. Got the two ferries to the left. They've got a pretty mean levee bank up there. So that's the entrance to one of the ferries. And you can see how high the water is because that ferry back behind there is floating. So we are way below the water level. So huge levee banks there. That's the old dry dock just to the left. So that's the Pretoria Hotel, all closed up. And we should be able to see what's happening at the bowling club here just next to it. So with the 1956 flood, there were sandbags going out across the road here, and there's a photo of Mum and my sister. I'll try and put that up again just to show you roughly where it was. And this is the bowling club. No water up here yet. This bowling club's got synthetic greens, so not proper grass. And it looks like they've just covered it all up with plastic. So I thought just half the road was going to be open. That's what I heard, but 2 lanes all the way. Most of it looks pretty safe, except for those few shops back down the bottom there, opposite Beachy's pub. There's the Murray Princess straight ahead. Dirty great big levee all the way along.
Gets away, we got trouble already, it's Pesca. So Reds have come on.
Righto guys, time for a food review. We're sitting down here at Tailem Bend. I couldn't do a food review at the Speedway. The lineup was way too long. So I've come down here to the park at Tailem Bend. And water obviously up a touch more than what it was yesterday when I filmed here. Still another stinker of a day. We got a strong northerly breeze and it's probably about 35-36 degrees and warming up. We got the old ferry there in front of us, the old ferry landing, and that's some houseboat moorings. We can even water ski from there. So here we go, let's check it out. We've got the seagulls coming already. And I've got fish and chips from the Ampole Roadhouse or service station here in Tailem Bend. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. So just straight fish and chips, or butter fish and chips, which in South Australia I think is normally mulloway. Now that doesn't look too bad. I did ask for salt and vinegar on it, so we'll see what happens, but for a service station, that bit of fish looks okay. A little bit greasy. We'll give it a snap test in a minute and see how we go. So I'm not too sure how to do the snap test one-handed, but we're just going to have to put it up into here and give it a bit of a crack. Not too bad. It has been sitting in the box for 5 minutes, but look at that, nice and crispy. A little bit greasy. Test the chips, see if there's any vinegar. So this is what annoys me, there's no vinegar. He read it back to me, salt and vinegar. Like, it's not that hard just to get these little things right. Maybe I'm just a fussy old prick, not too sure. Righto. It was okay. Not the best. The fish, the actual fish was pretty good. The batter, parts of it were very nice, but a little bit thick. It was a bit soft and doughy in places. No salt, no vinegar. How can they stuff that up? He read the order back to me. So I just don't understand that bit. It can't be that hard. The chip's a little bit bland. Luckily I had a bit of salt in the van to fix it a bit. But overall, 6.9. That's my review. And that brings us to the end of this video. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have another one out in the next couple of days because I've got heaps of footage and I'm halfway through editing at the moment for tomorrow's video, which will be today if you're watching it. So I'm pretty sure I'll have another one as soon as I get enough time to edit it, which will hopefully be out again either Thursday or Friday. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Catch you later.